thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Tell us what you've been up to since we last saw you.
Good morning. First, thank everybody for taking the time to do this. I know in the Seventh Circuit it can be an arduous task.
It's never ending. We could tell you
Exactly.
that.
We seem to keep having a lot of retirements. So I know that preparing the application is a difficult process. So I can imagine reviewing them is a most difficult process. So I truly appreciate all of your time. What I've been doing since the last time I saw you, which was just a few months ago, is probably expanding more on the civil practice that I've had here for the last 25 years. You can tell from my application, strictly done civil work in a variety of areas, starting at landlord-tenant, evictions, foreclosures, probate, guardianship, family law, title insurance, bankruptcy, the gamut of different things. So just continuing to work here in the community doing those things.
So, if we send you up this time, how will you interact with the new faces in the governor's office versus the times in the past when you've gone up?
Well, one of the things I've learned from the times in the past having gone up with the governor is that there's a saying I read, and I'm really kind of making it my mantra, a dream without a plan is just a wish. And some of the feedback that I've gotten back from the governor's office is if you want this, it's not always going to be the first time. It's like anything else that you truly want. I aspire to be a judge, and it's going to take work. And part of that work is demonstrating what I've done and my commitment into the community, both in legal and civic organizations. And then I tend to feel like it's boasting, so I learned from my trips in the past that I need to shine a little light on myself, as I would as an advocate for my client, and advocate for myself on why I would be a good candidate and the right candidate for this position.
Humility has no place up there.
It does not. No, humble is not going to get me anywhere, and that's a lot of the feedback that I've got. That we appreciate your humility, we love your humor, but you need to be an advocate. So I'm learning to be a better advocate for myself. I think I do a great job being an advocate for my clients, and it's time to be an advocate for myself.
Anybody?
I was sort of interested, I didn't vet you, I didn't have the privilege to specifically vet you, but when I look at your references, you've got a really wide variety of people and practice areas represented by your references. Can you talk about your connections to the legal community in the Seventh Circuit and friendships or opposing counselships or relationships with judges that you've built? And like many people, if you practice in criminal, we see a list of criminal practitioners, or if you practice in civil, we see a list of civil practitioners. You had a pretty diverse group of references that interested me.
Yeah, thank you. It's one of the things in being in a general civil practice is there's a little bit of everything that you're doing. So as I alluded to earlier, I started my career doing landlord-tenant, so I built some relationships in that area. When I was a brand new lawyer, I was part of the Young Lawyers. At that time, we were a separate organization, and I worked my way through leadership roles. And when I was a young lawyer, I got to know lawyers in all different areas of the law, state attorneys and public defenders and court reporters, and I maintained those friendships. Even though our paths would only cross here and there, I just kept those friendships up. We worked together in other organizations. I did the Young Lawyers. I've always been a member of the Volusia County Bar Association. I'm a member of the Flagler County Bar Association. And when I join an organization, I guess my organizational skills come out because I tend to end up on committees or boards and then form some more relationships with that. So I've done those things. I also was privileged to serve as on the board for the Dunn-Blunt Inn of Court. Been a member of that organization since it started a little over 12 years ago. And that's a diverse organization with judges and lawyers from throughout the circuit, and just trying to get to know people. I'm a people person, so I want to get to know people in the different things they've done. I try to be, as an advocate, try to treat opposing counsel the way that I want to be treated. I was taught the first time opposing counsel called and said, I need a continuance, you just gave it to them. You didn't ask for an explanation, you didn't ask for a reason. And then I knew the next time I needed something, they would treat me the same way, and I've always tried to behave that way. And then doing the different areas in guardianship and in probate, in the real estate and civil litigation, I just made other friendships and then kept them up.
Well, we always enjoy seeing you. It's a shorter interview, but you know that's not a reflection on what we think of you and your qualifications.
I do.
Yes, we know you well. You know, I'm glad to say we do.
Thank you, and I feel if somebody has something to ask, they will ask.
They will, they will.
Thank you so much.
You know our process, so we'll reach out to you this afternoon.
Okay, thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you.
Appreciate it.